Do you wait until the fuel light comes on before refueling? Well, if you do, then you're in good company. Today we'll be taking a closer look at the nuances of everyday interactions that make up the monotony of life. Let's look at a photo of a deer's head every few months and be baffled by its uncanny resemblance to a kangaroo. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of friendship. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork.
Now, before we get started, we're going to front load our call out to become a Patreon for the first time, I think, in maybe our history.
Yeah.
www.patreon.com/welcome to Patchwork. The reason for this is...
The brand is collapsing.
We're
insolvent.
The reason for this is we just did our tax returns. Dion, thank you.
Thank
Our
you.
tax returns for the last 2 financial years.
Yes.
And 2 financial years in a row, we have made a $1,500 loss.
Yes.
You might ask, how does a podcast do that?
How does a podcast do that, Christian? What are the overhead costs?
There are expenses. Josh buys a lot of shoes.
There's long lunches.
Like, my feet grow very quickly. What do you expect me to do?
But there are operating expenses. We've got software subscriptions. We have to edit the podcast. We want to write music for stings and stuff.
Hosting
There's
costs.
hosting costs. There's so much that goes into making this. So if
There's
you
fees
can-
for the accountant paying for the tax return. That was actually our biggest expense for the year.
So if you're a free accountant, get in touch.
Yeah, actually, that is actually true. If you can do a business tax return next year
Yeah.
for less than $330, please reach
Or
out.
if you have a business and you want to sponsor the show and give us a couple of $100, we will talk about your product. Basically, the entire episode.
Yeah.
This is the end of the call out. Please, if you've got some money to spare, you can sign up for as little as $2 a month. www.patreon.com/welcome to Patchwork.
And it genuinely makes a massive difference.
Makes a huge
And you also get the
difference.
bonus patch in the off week. So you got that to look forward to as well if you want more patchwork as well.
Yes.
Yes. Now, properly, before we get started, I was over at a friend's place. I wanted to get your opinion on this. She just moved house, and I saw in her bedroom there was a bit of the skirting board that was missing. And I asked her, "Hey, what's the deal? Like, what's the deal? Was this missing?" And she was like, "Because the electrician has to come back and do some wiring." And then I said, "Oh, has that caused any problems?" And she's like, "Yeah, but because there's mice that have been coming in the house." And I kind of like, I said, I didn't really, I can't compute the idea of mice running through a house. It's something we talked about in an earlier, running, yeah. I could compute them
you're right.
walking and yelling
Yeah,
and
yeah.
protesting, but not running.
A mouse scurries, doesn't it?
Yeah, a mouse always scurries, doesn't it? And then she said, I sort of haven't had many experiences with mice,
Yeah.
but I sort of said, it's kind of, isn't that disgusting? And she was like, no, mice aren't disgusting. And I said, no, of course they're disgusting. They're mice. And she said, no. And I was like, they live in sewers. And then she said, no. And then she said, no, they don't. They don't live in sewers.
Be watching a lot of teenage
But yeah, I was sort of I know we've discussed mice before a long, long time ago, and I know it's been done to death. But I just wanted to know, like, where do you think mice live? Literally,
I'm
like,
with you because there's so many animals like that I'm like, I
Totally.
don't actually, especially in your own house, you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know where you found room. Where is it? Because I don't understand how much space is behind the walls when you get under a little thing.
yes.
See,
yes.
spiders make it easy for you, right?
it.
They hide in plain sight. And also, I think that over time, I have now a loving relationship with spiders. They're doing
What?
They're doing fantastic work of keeping flies out of the
I
house.
100% agree.
Flies?
Yes, I have a symbiotic relationship with our spiders in our kitchen now.
Yeah.
Some of my housemates don't like it, but I'm like, yeah, but there's like no bugs flying around the house anymore.
What are spiders doing? You know how they get a fly and then they just keep it for ages? What are they doing with it? Like, are they is there a storage? Are they storing it for a bit? Are they eating it? Are they embalming it?
They've
Like,
got an extra freezer out the back in another web. That's the deep freeze web. Just right over there.
the deep web. That's the deep web.
God.
But what the fuck? What are they doing with what are they doing with the flies?
I don't know, eating them, right? Over time. They've got tiny
I
little
think-
stomachs. Look how big a fly is.
That's a really good point.
How big-
how long does a fly last a spider?
Does a
God,
spi-
we're ignorant.
Does wait? Do you think a spider
They have a
has
steak at a time.
does a spider have a stomach? As if you can imagine a spider having a stomach.
No, a spider would have to have a stomach.
I don't think have to.
Why?
Okay, so
You don't know how.
No,
you
no,
don't know how
wait,
things
wait.
work.
Let's think. Just thinking very logically here. Do you think spiders eat?
Hang on. Do you think spiders exist?
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Spiders exist. Do they eat? I would think they eat, but do they need a stomach?
No, that's not the question.
It's coming, though,
Wait a
presumably.
second. So do they eat?
Yes.
Okay, so where does that food go?
The sewers.
Eventually, it's got you there. It all ends up there, washed away in the rain.
Okay, so but are you afraid of mice, Dion?
I don't know what I'm afraid. I don't know what I'm afraid of anymore. No, I'm not afraid of them. I don't love the idea of it. I think I don't love the idea.
Dirty.
No, that's not the bit I care
really?
about. No, it's more them running over my shoe and up my leg.
That is the exact fear that my partner has.
Presumably they don't do that.
No,
Which is why
but
would they
she
do
saw
that?
a film when she was a child.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of
yeah.
the film. Witches something.
Stuart Little.
And she has a recollection of a mouse in that film running up someone's leg. And now every mouse, because where we're living now, it's very bushy.
Yeah.
There's heaps of mice around.
Do mice like the bush?
Well, I mean, it's the most affordable place for a mice to be. For a mice to be. But yeah, even a baby mouse, we saw it a couple of days ago, and I was like, how cute, a baby mouse. I was proud to have it in the backyard. And it terrified her. This thing that's no bigger than your palm.
Are they the most misunderstood animal? They probably are, right? Because they're probably lovely.
They're probably quite dirty.
Mice or rats? Because I don't think
good.
because mice, I think in my head they're all white, but they're not.
No, that's a lab.
No.
That's one with
It's a lab-
That's
Labrador.
one with an ear on its back.
That's one with a cloak on its head.
I think it's the droppings, right? That's what does it for the mice. That's what does it.
Yeah.
But if they're not leaving,
hard.
but
They're
if
hard
they're not,
pebbles.
but if they're not leaving that around, no one would care.
Of
Hang on.
all animal droppings, I'm taking a mouse's droppings.
Hang on. They're not hard when they deposit them. A
No,
mouse always
no, but-
deposits droppings, isn't it?
At the bank. No, but even on carpet, it'll harden up and it won't impact the carpet at all. They're just little pebbles.
Wait. Are you saying they're at no point is a mouse's dropping soft?
No, I'm saying that they have a good fibrous diet, and when they shit on your carpet, it's a firm pebble.
Do you think there's any mice that have IBS?
I'm just thinking now, Christian's got like this big tub of psyllium husk in the cup. It's a little hole in the bottom that the mouse is just gnawing through, just gorging on that. God, its shits are so firm. It's incredible.
It's working for me and the mouse.
Can I just say the reliance on listeners knowing what psyllium
Psyllium
husk
husk
is?
is.
Like, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Yeah, they know it's fibrous.
Explain
They
what-
go,
I'm back on the husk as of this morning, and my
Jeez.
God, it's an immediate impact.
Wait.
so
What's the
good, yeah.
husk?
Just think a
it's
high fiber diet. kind
High
of thing.
fiber. So if you haven't before had husk, psyllium husk, I'm looking down the barrel of the camera. That's how much I mean what I'm about to say. You got to get on it because it will change
Yeah.
your
Bowels.
bathroom visits.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Just keeps everything together a bit more. To put it politely.
Yeah, you could shit on your carpet.
I mean, I do.
Bit of pro heart action there. Oh, Mr. Hart. You shit on the carpet again.
Mr. Husk. The other thing I noticed.
Elon Husk.
Doesn't mean anything.
No.
I had one little question about the skirting board.
Yes.
What's under the skirting board?
It's not under. Well, it's against the
No.
wall.
But,
Like,
Yeah.
It was
is it just like wall into floor?
Oh, that's a great question. No, it was like it was bricks that
Oh,
weren't
okay.
fully formed. The skirting board, it hides a bit of a bit
Because
of
I
a-
just always seen skirting board. I've never really seen
A
if it
behind
wasn't
a skirting
there.
board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've never seen up the skirting board.
It's a pretty interesting thing. So again, we've moved into this new place, and looking up through the roof in the
Yeah,
roof
yeah,
crawl
yeah.
space,
I don't even know what it's
it
called.
just goes. No, I don't. I should learn, but it goes from roof to tile. There's nothing in between. We don't have any insulation.
Oh,
and then
shit.
I saw through our plasterboard when someone was installing a cable, it just goes straight to the weatherboard outside. Houses are
Fuck.
incredibly basic, but we overcomplicate it. It's just wood.
Hasn't our content evolved over the years?
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Skirting boards, mice, insulation,
Roof. Okay. Husk. Wait, go back. Let's take it back.
Yes.
Where do mice go at night? Right? Is that what you're asking?
I don't. What do they do? Are they? Do they sleep? When do they sleep?
Yeah, they nocturnal.
That's a good question.
Do spiders sleep?
Yeah, they must. Surely everything sleeps.
They what?
They musk. I've thought about this. Like the mouse that occasionally I see, and sometimes I don't. It doesn't get into anything about food or anything, but it definitely I've seen stuff around.
You don't know that, by the way.
What?
You just don't know that.
Well, it would be eating through the packages, which it has done in the past on the
Jeez.
shelves.
But it might be cleaning up what's on the floor.
That's true.
Which is
yeah,
handy.
it probably is. But I'm like, I don't know where its house would be, its house, and what that looks like. Is
Yeah.
it just like some
What that looks like?
like?
The
Is it
mouse's
just
house
Is it
looks
just
like?
no? Is
Well,
it like
we-
a corner of a small bit under the stairs? It's like, yeah, this is my house.
So you think it keeps going back to the same place?
Yeah. Well,
Why
where
do you
does
think
it
it's
sleep?
why do you think a mouse has a house? Because they rhyme.
But like,
That is such an. I never thought about a mouse going back to the same place.
Of course you didn't. 'cause
Over and over
stupid.
again.
It's a stupid
no,
thought.
well, you think of a bird has a nest. That's clear, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
put all the sticks and everything. They make a little thing.
Yeah.
Does stuff like mice
Wait,
do that?
hang on. A bird has nest for its young. Birds don't go back to the same spot to nest, do they?
No.
No, not to nest, just
No,
to sleep.
Oh, really?
Josh,
No,
this
that-
is
but
so good.
I would have thought that a mouse would have slept just when it was tired.
Wait. In your world, Josh, are most of the world's birds going back every night to the
Yeah.
same place where they sleep? Please watch us on YouTube. You'll see the most genuine response to that question. Wait, so you think all do you think all animals go back to the
Go home.
Go home?
I would have thought so, yes.
Okay.
I thought most animals would have a home that they go to that's like their spot.
It's not a bizarre thought.
It's not a bizarre thought. It's naive and ignorant.
Well,
yeah,
it's
right on.
fucking, but it's
Well,
funny. It's
But
really
is a
funny.
lizard going home?
I don't know what a lizard's home is. A hole in the ground?
hang on.
Why
Hang
you
on.
spend all this
This
time
is the
digging a
problem.
hole?
This is the
You've got to go
problem.
back to your hole, right?
We don't know what their home looks like. Like when we think of a cat and a dog, we know kennel,
Yeah.
basket. Like we know it's home. It's our home. They go sit there. That's
Yeah.
their thing, right?
It's also we've been spoilt with particular animals or like rabbits, like a rabbit warren.
Wombat. Surely they're going back to the same spot, right?
A wombat.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What about what about a
absolutely.
lion? Do you reckon a lion is?
Well, this is
Why-
Because there's
Tell me-
migration and
No, no,
stuff
yeah.
like this. Guys.
No, but
Migration.
Idiot.
No, but tell me why. Tell me why do you think an animal needs to go home?
Because it hangs around in the same area because it knows where
Why?
all the food and stuff is. So it's like, cool, I've
Yeah.
got my surroundings. I know if I go
Territory.
to this tree over here,
Territory.
I know there's a bin over
Oh,
there that I
yeah.
can go to.
That word, I reckon, has changed both of our minds about animals going home.
Territory.
Yeah.
Does a mouse have its own territory?
Well, the one that lives
Did you say territory or territory?
For territory. Territory.
the Northern Territory.
Weird, isn't it?
The word.
Yeah, just how weird
Wow.
the pronunciation
Our
is.
content really has devolved. What's another weird word?
One of the other ones is the foxes you see around. I've
Yes.
got no idea what they're doing during the day, I guess.
And how many of them are there
Are they,
in Melbourne?
like in urban areas, where are these animals living? Is it back out like near creeks and stuff? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, is that what it is?
You just don't spot them that often, but I think they've evolved to not be spotted
Yeah,
often, so they
probably.
don't get
Yes.
hunted.
Well, that's like when Samantha the turtle, if we
Yeah.
rewind many patches back, see someone handing you a turtle in inner North Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
Where does this belong?
Can I
and
say,
then you released it into the Merry Creek.
Yeah, it was not a wild turtle.
can I say one?
Had a diet of only minced meat.
Did this shit myself?
Oh,
that is so good.
Maybe it had a diet of rats. Maybe it was eating mice. I can imagine a turtle snapping at a rat. Snap rat. Snap rat. Great social
app.
media. Oh God, snap rat. One last thing. My friend had a like on their table a big vase filled, a huge like wide thing of water filled with water, and I was like, and there was some plants in there. I was like, what's in there? And she was like, shrimp. I was like, are you kidding me? You got shrimp in there? And I was like, do you have to wash the water? And like, no, shrimp just keep it clean.
Hang on, was it
What?
an aquarium or a vase?
That's just a vase.
What?
With like green stuff. And I looked and there was a tiny, tiny, tiny little shrimp with its little, with its little claws, and it looked amazing. So apparently, you could just buy shrimp; they're really cheap. Put them in a
How
thing,
big was
and
it?
it cleans
it
the
was
water.
absolutely tiny. It
Like
would have
sea
been
monkey kind of size.
Do you want metric or imperial? Yeah. Totally, sea monkey size.
Yeah, wow.
But so shrimp are kind of fun, which made me think I think I might want an aquarium at home.
No.
No. You know why?
No.
That shrimp was fucking tiny, and that glass thing was huge. It would have been like an ocean to it. It's huge.
How long?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like it might be one of them. Yeah, aquariums are no good, right?
Nah.
That sucks. That sucks.
So I was driving home with my partner the other day, and I just made a comment like, "Oh, okay, it's time to fill up," because in my head, it's time to fill up when the reading on my console on the message board. What do you call it? On the message board? On the forum.
On Snapchat. I get an instant message.
No, on the dash. On the dash.
On the dash.
Yeah.
Oh my
on the
God.
dash, the messaging said it went from 59 kilometers left in the tank to ... So
Oh.
at a certain point, my car just goes to ...
It's like, you work it out.
Yeah. It's
Go
like,
on, go on,
there's
mate.
not
Roll
enough
roll
for
those
me
dice.
to...
Roll those
Yeah.
dice.
Yeah.
And so I saw ... and I'm like, oh, time to fill up. And she's like, well, how much is left? And I said, oh, I don't know. And that sent her into a tiz. She was like, get to a petrol station
What?
immediately. And in
No.
my head, I'm like,
That's
I've
amazing.
still got plenty of
60Ks.
juice. I
Yeah.
could drive in my head. It's always I could drive to the beach and back.
Wait, what?
That's the thing in my
You
head.
live in
where
the
I'm
north
like,
of Melbourne.
Yeah, but in my head, I'm like, could I make it to the beach? That's about 30 k's.
Could I
yes.
make
Wait,
it to the beach?
why do you want to make it to the beach?
That is just the thing that I tell myself.
Most people are like, can I go home?
Yeah, this sounds like some sort of a post-apocalyptic thing. Well, if I could just get to the beach, if I get to the ocean, we're going to be okay.
Well, that's
right.
it.
Refill my car with the salt water. I'll be fine.
Whereas for her, it was there's a quarter of the tank left. That's when it's time to fill up.
Oh, what? Quarter?
A quarter. So
what you
the
should
question
do.
to both of you is, what's that marker where you go, shit, okay, it's time to fill up?
I think you get to know your car. So back in the days of my old Barina, I used to ride the line. I'd
Yeah.
know when the light comes
Oh,
on,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm okay. Then I'd know when that light starts flashing, I was like, I think I've still got about 10 Ks.
Why do we do that to ourselves?
but they know this because they go, people are idiots.
Totally.
Let's give them heaps of
Do
space.
they, though?
Totally.
Heaps of space.
Do they know that?
Yeah,
They do.
So they-
humans can't be trusted.
So they say 10K and maybe you've got 15.
I reckon. They give
I
you a
reckon it's
lot.
not good enough, Josh.
I can confirm from personal experience that they don't reckon, and that you can very easily run out if that thing.
Yeah.
I was at uni and I was very low, and I routinely do this. It's a joke in my family that's really funny. My meter get the what's it called? The needle on the
Yeah.
dash. What are all these words? Needle on
You
the
mean
dash.
on the console?
On the console.
On
Needle
the
on the dash on the
forum.
console.
Yeah.
Got very low, started beeping, and I was like, fuck, I'd better find a service station. Found one, drove up, 20 meters out, fuel ran out.
20
Oh, no
meters.
way.
20 meters out, I was up on the ramp.
Oh,
And
no.
The walk of shame, or the push of shame,
Mm.
where you have to get but the service station guy, he knew exactly what had happened. He came out, so obviously it would happen like
Yeah.
semi regularly,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Idiots.
absolutely.
And then had to push the car, filled it up. Another time, I was in Brunswick one time, just totally cheated death, and it happened again. I needed to go around the corner, buy a jerry can. You ever
Yeah.
tried to buy a jerry can from a service station?
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's like $30.
I did-
Come
Wait,
on.
are you saying you're embarrassed by these experiences?
Yeah.
It happened to me heaps in my 20s.
Really?
I used to ride the line every single
No, no.
time
There's
I was
difference in
driving.
riding the line and running out of
No.
fuel.
I ran out maybe 4 or 5 times.
Really?
It's really
Yeah.
bad for your car, isn't it?
Oh, well.
I don't think on this episode we don't know anything.
No, we don't. But it happened to me once a few years ago. And
Really?
yeah, and what it was is because
Yeah, now that's a surprise.
Wouldn't have expected that at all.
Yeah.
because what it was, because I don't drive that often anymore these days. And so it must have got low, but every time I was like, well, I have to get home, or I have to get to that thing. I can't stop to fill up
Yes.
petrol. So then,
Oh.
like the next trip after that, when I went out, I kind of was like, oh yeah, I guess I need to fill up petrol. But it had probably been that for like 3 trips.
Yes.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
that's how it happened with me too, right? Is that you're constantly leaving exactly with the minutes to
Yeah.
get there.
Yes.
And you end up there and you go, oh, when I leave, I'll.
Yeah, on the way home. Because that's the thing. My refueling now, it's kind of like, because I don't drive as often, if I'm below 2/3 and I'm kind of on a nothing day, and
You're gonna
the-
top
and,
up?
and the price is okay, I'll just top it up then and there.
You're kidding.
It's because
Yeah.
it seems
Oh,
inefficient.
so the price is important.
Yeah, if it's low, as in like good amount,
yeah.
like cheap, I'll be like, I might as well fill up. I can fill up 1/3 of the tank. Let's do that.
How efficient are you when you get to the Bowser?
Mm.
How efficient are you? Like, because I do this thing now where the first thing I'll do is get out of the car. I'll take what's it called? The pump.
Nozzle?
Nozzle.
Wow.
Nozzle, all these
It's like a collective
What's happened?
dementia.
Yeah, do you know what I was reading today? Apparently your
Got
brain
gas leak in
shrinks
it.
every year, every 10 years after 40, like
Right.
5% or
Right.
something.
The next step in Dion's Bowser story is that he sniffs the petrol.
Anyway, I sniffed the petrol. So take it off because I want the guy inside or the person inside to activate the Bowser for me.
Yes.
So I want it to be all very efficient. Put it in full blast. Are there any tips you've got for people out there?
How frustrating is it when you start pressing the pump and nothing's coming out?
Really
And
frustrating.
you're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And you-
Honestly,
Your
come
eyes,
on.
your eyes dart over, and you're like, I see you walking slowly back.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
So what is it? There's this. You pull out the nozzle.
Yep.
And then is it when you press the release trigger? That's when it signals.
Oh,
I
no.
think he
It's
just has
taking
to
it off.
do it. No, I don't think it's signal. I think he just the person just has to
No,
know.
but there is the sound. You hear the sound go off inside of the
Really?
service station.
It's probably when you pull it out of the thing.
That's
It's when
nice.
it's when you pull it out.
You know
the
what?
Sound.
You know
That
what?
must be nice.
I've had my car for about 9 years, and still every time I just always check 95. Yep, okay, that's right. I
Oh,
always
really?
just check on the inside of the thing what kind of petrol I need.
That's
Because I'm
weird.
like, I just
Dion?
need to make sure.
Would you know what petrol your car takes?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
No,
Well,
as
say
in-
it.
No,
Oh.
I don't want to.
Why wouldn't I?
95. I don't understand. Wait, what are you saying?
He's
I
saying
have, to
95.
get like I have to get like premium. So I have
Yeah,
to get like
me too.
95. Okay.
But what are you checking?
Just to make sure that I'm got the right
on
petrol.
the inside of your petrol
It
cap,
says 90
it'll
don't
say
put
what it
95
takes.
in.
So you don't check whether it's 95 you're putting in. You check if your car can take the 95?
Yeah, I just double check. I don't trust myself enough to be like, I've been getting 95 for 9 years. I don't trust myself enough
I
to not
reckon.
check.
I reckon I'm going to stump one of you here.
Yep.
What side of the car is your petrol cap on?
I check every time as well, but I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I always look
Left.
at I look
Oh my god. Oh my god.
because I always look at the little arrow thing on the little on the dash. I just double check the little arrow and just go, yep, okay, that side.
I don't
yeah,
think-
I don't retain. It's so weird.
Is that well known, that fact that you can look at the petrol indicator on your dash? There's too many words.
too many
in
words.
the English vocab.
Well, too many words, we
I
need less
think there's
words.
probably enough people now who've seen it on TikTok, probably.
Okay.
But back in my day,
Oh,
you just had
yeah.
to find some little internet post somewhere, and you saw, well, that's a fun little thing. I remember
I think
that.
that's the first time I've ever heard you say "back in my day."
My days.
Yep.
He's had a bit of petrol tonight, isn't he?
Yeah.
And when you're going inside, that experience of going inside the shop,
Mm.
you buying anything? What are you tempted to
Ooh.
buy?
It's so expensive.
It is.
I can't justify it.
And it's another world in there. They've got 2 natural confectionery lolly things for $9. You're like, Jesus, that's nuts. But some people buy, like, there's Slurpees. Obviously, they make Slurpees cheap to
A
try
lot,
and
of,
get you in the
a lot of
thing.
people buying pies and sausage rolls from
I
the
like
servo.
it. It's the only thing I'd buy, a sausage
The
roll.
only-
Really?
Yeah.
I on a road trip's different though. If we're filling up for a road trip,
Oh,
I'll
God,
treat
yeah.
myself.
Oh,
Maybe
God,
a little
yeah.
chalky milk.
Chalky milk.
Yeah, maybe a little chalky milk.
Would you ever have an energy drink?
No, I don't understand how energy drinks are so popular. I used to drink a decent amount of Red Bull, but just when I was out partying.
Will we
Wow.
make a Red Bull gives you wings joke, do you think, in the next couple of minutes?
Good luck.
Could happen.
We did.
When I used to study, so I'd do like late
Ah.
night studying at universities. My cousin and I would always get a enormous sugar-free Red Bull or V.
Yep.
And now when I have it, there's a sense of nostalgia, and I really like the flavor.
You like the flavor
I
of
love
both the
the
drinks?
flavor of both of them.
Does it take you
But
back?
for some reason, for me, Monster, I'm like, I'm not nuts.
For teenage boys.
Is it? But do they hype you up? I've had one like once, honestly. Snooze button once, Red Bull once.
I don't know. I think they would. I think if I had one now, my heart would go crazy because I've reduced my caffeine intake.
I didn't know what you meant by heart would go crazy. You'd get so much nostalgia.
My heart will go on.
But does it do that thing where because you had it a lot during that period of your life, that then you go back to being like, oh yeah, study when you drink them, or are you like, that's delicious?
Yeah, no. I do think that's delicious, and I reflect fondly on those times.
Because I could imagine it'd be very harrowing to have a drink that reminds you of university study.
Yeah, you're right.
That would be
Instant
my
trauma.
experience. If I think, like, oh my god,
That'd be a very interesting drug if you could induce PTSD.
god.
Who came up? Yeah, okay, we're done on that.
I said interesting drug. I didn't say nice. There is a guy at work who drinks Monster Energy drinks, and he has told us all quite openly that he's been addicted to them for a really long time and has been trying to wean off them. And we've been like watching him on this journey of weaning off Monsters and then becoming addicted again.
I'd love to
weaning
know
off.
what a light day for him is.
So he'll have
Here it
two.
comes.
2 in a day is a light day.
Yeah.
Far out.
Why does he want to get off it? Is it affecting his health?
I
Surely,
think it
surely.
is like a health thing, and he's a really like brilliant guy, and he's very aware that he's addicted to something.
Yeah.
And I think like
That is brilliant.
yeah, but yeah, like I see the challenge. It's not a comedy podcast anymore, is it? Post-traumatic stress, addiction.
So if you have
Just come here and give me a hug.
So if you have any drink addictions, please contact Drinkline on 132373.
Snap rat.
Dion, I did find this new large language model recently. I was wanted to try it out with you if
Oh.
you're keen on.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
called PatchGPT.
Great.
And I've got it here just on my laptop. And I
Okay.
thought we could fire it up and give it a go. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that sounds great. Is it different to normal? I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
It probably has a bit of Christian's personality.
It's probably very reminiscent of the ones you understand and know. So if you use that as your baseline understanding,
Yeah.
this will go a lot better.
And baseline understanding as of March 2025, because it will have changed probably by the time your base understanding, by the time this is released.
Anyway, I thought we might start with something simple.
Sure.
Hey, PatchGPT, can you describe and define to me what is a keep cup?
Hi. A keep cup is a reusable coffee cup that you can carry with you and reuse over a long period of time. It is designed to be a sustainable replacement for single-use coffee cups. It was designed by an Australian company, 2 siblings.
Wow.
PatchGPT, can you provide just a more concise, version of that?
Keep cup. Coffee cup.
Give us a bit more
A
detail
little
than
bit more.
that.
PatchGPT, can you give us a bit more detail?
A keep cup is a reusable coffee cup that is designed to be carried with you long term.
Hey, and now, Patch, can you sort of explain that again, but like I'm giving a presentation at work? And in a high energy business environment, you've got slides and PowerPoints and that kind of thing. Give us that kind of description.
The future of sustainability. Coffee. Brazil. Colombia. Ethiopia. Believe in the future. Believe in reusability.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it, Dion?
It's amazing. PatchGPT, how long can it keep coffee hot for?
A keep cup can keep coffee warm for 1 hour with the lid off.
PatchGPT, are you sure that's right?
I am not connected to the internet. Just thinking on the spot.
PatchGPT, can you explain again how long it keeps it hot for, but pretend I'm like writing a love letter to my girlfriend?
Dear my keeper, I have kept the lid off my coffee for almost an hour. I have thought of you every single second of this hour.
Patch it, make it sexier.
I've dipped my finger inside of my keep cup. I taste the hot, hot coffee. I've realized this is warm for longer than an hour.
PatchGPT explains sex to a keep cup to a 10-year-old.
What? Hang on. Can you explain that question again, Dion? I didn't quite catch it.
Hang on, let's see what it does with it.
Come, sit here, Timmy. You see this keep cup?
Yeah.
When a man loves a woman or another man or someone without a gender, they usually perform activities that interest and entertain them. See this keep cup? See what I'm doing with my hand? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Right on. Thanks, PatchGPT. Good
Thanks.
job.
That's great.
Thank you.
We'll see where the model goes next week.
All right. Love you. Love you, PatchGPT.
Love you too, Josh and Dion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Welcome to Patrick. We're approaching patch 150. It just dawned on me, should that be something a little bit more special?
Yeah, it should be.
It should be, shouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Is the 150 anniversary of anything, is it like the tiled anniversary or the golden tile, the golden child anniversary?
150
Jackie
strikes
Child.
me as like a good age for a business. You've been around for a while.
Hell yeah.
Really sorted it
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you retire.
Yeah.
150 and out,
Shocking.
as they say.
No, we will continue, whether it's against Christian's will or not. Remember, what did we say, patrons? Oh, no, not patrons. Listeners, what did we say at the start of the episode? Do you
Become a
remember?
patron.
Become a patron.
Please become a patron.
Please become a patron.
Consider it.
Or
It's
we
as
will go
little
into
as $2 a month.
Our accountant demanded it.
$1 an episode.
Literally $1 an episode. $2 an episode? I think it's $2.
$2 a month, $1 an episode.
And you
Oh,
get
yeah,
access
my bad.
to... Hey,
Oh my
even
God,
if
a
it's
back-
not for supporting the podcast, which most people do, you get access to the bonus patches.
But also, that's the legacy of them. There'd be 60, 70.
there's
yeah.
heaps. There's
You'd have a
heaps.
lot.
of
There'd be
bonus
lots of
patches.
episodes.
Yeah.
Anyway, grovelled enough.
Another little quickie. If you like Survivor, watching Australian Survivor, me and my brother Eden, Survivor Debrief with Eden and Josh is going hot. Subscribers are going through the roof. It's good fun.
Whoa.
Enjoying that.
Search it in your podcast app.
Yep.
Or your podcatcher. I think Josh has retired that word.
Yeah, really have, Josh.
I got so much grief last time from using it. I
Yeah, you
thought,
did.
All right.
A long time ago as well. As we do every
You
week.
got all the socials as well. Don't forget that.
Oh, no. I did forget that.
Yeah.
Absolutely forgot it. TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. We've got a
YouTube.
Blue Sky account.
Hey,
we haven't
we did it.
put anything on there.
YouTube.
And X,
And
we
YouTube.
tweeted out last
We're
time.
going to do something very silly now for the people watching on YouTube. You're going to have to go and... It's a visual joke. And our entirely visual joke had an echo.
Search for Welcome to Patchwork on YouTube. As we do every week, we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. Josh, what patch did you sew into our quilt this week?
Thank you, Dion. My patch this week is a mouse jumping into Christian's car, getting out at the beach, and having absolutely no idea how to get home. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you, Josh. Jokes.
Josh!
Whoa, that's good squishy.
Ooh, that's good squishy. This week, I sewed into my patch alt-right provocateur and fiber enthusiast psyllium musk.
Great. And you said that wasn't good.
Huge.
Well done.
And Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is me walking into a service station, completely blanking on the word for fuel tank and confidently asking the attendant, do you know what side of my car I can fill up my car's stomach? Thank you for listening to Welcome to Patchwork for another week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.